Well, it's a very special day right here in Bangalore and also right here on indigomusic.com. I'm Rohit and I'm joined by one of the most renowned journalists and author of the country, Sagarika Ghose. Welcome to indigomusic.com.
Lovely to be here, Rohit. Thanks for having me.
Now, you are in Bangalore and you have been, frequenting a lot to Bangalore. We'll talk about why you're in Bangalore in a bit, but what do you think about the city?
Rohit, I absolutely love Bangalore. I love coming there. I love going to Koshis. I love walking in those lovely parks you have. So I've had many wonderful experiences in Bangalore. Of course, the Bangalore Lit Fest as well is amazing.
Yeah.
It's unique because it's actually a citizens lit fest. It's not by any big house or anything. It's a group of citizens have got together and they hold this lit fest.
Now, since you brought up the topic about your previous book, which released in December 2021, it's a biography of Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and the book is called Vajpayee, the India's most loved prime minister. Can you tell us more about this book and how you started off?
So Rohit, this is part of a project I'm doing about 3 prime ministers. The first, I brought out a biography in 2017 on Indira Gandhi called
Right.
Indira, India's most powerful prime minister. This one is Vajpayee, India's most loved prime minister. And this is the 3rd prime minister as well, who's from series, but I can't tell you who that is.
Right.
It's been very rewarding, very fulfilling for me to plunge into the lives of these fascinating people who had very complicated life journeys.
Right.
There were highs and lows, and for Indira Gandhi as well as for Vajpayee. And he was, I was actually very pleasantly surprised to discover what a very unconventional person he was. I mean, he was personally very, he lived a very free and open life. He lived with his partner, the married woman he fell in love with, it's the lesson that I young people that they can draw from Vajpayee's life is that Vajpayee's life was full of failures, full of setbacks, but he never gave up. He was very, he was very dogged. He was very painstaking. So it's a very rich and colorful life. And even Indira Gandhi, I mean, she had a very dramatic life, of course. So it's been interesting to delve into the personalities of these 2 people. They are well-rounded, very complicated, ambitious personalities, politically very ambitious personalities, and I think it's very challenging to discover these very multi-layered people.
Fantastic. Now, the main reason, the agenda that you are in Bangalore is for profiling a prime minister, the event that's happening. What can people expect from you as a speaker?
So I'll be talking about Atal Bihari Vajpayee. I'll be talking about the comparison, say, between his time and the time. I'll also be talking a little bit about his life, the kind of person he was, the kind of life story he had, the kind of relationships he had, and the kind of government he led. I mean, remember Vajpayee was the first Indian prime minister who went in a bus to Pakistan. We had the nuclear test. He was someone who, went to Kashmir, talking about insaniyat. Vajpayee was someone who reached out to multiple people. He was a believer in dialogue. But I think the important thing about Vajpayee is that he was a bridge builder. Yeah. He was someone who was rooted in his own way of thinking, but he should think a certain way. You can have a certain ideology, but you can still reach out to others. You can still listen. But Vajpayee had his own very strong views, but showed that whatever views he may have, he could still reach out and reconcile with others in a spirit of dialogue.
Right. Fantastic. Well, it looks like you have really, really deep dived into the life of
Yes.
Vajpayee, and there's so much to learn, so much to look forward to.
Yes.
And
yes.
I would say that, you should, you'll have a wonderful time right here in Bengaluru, and all the best
Yes.
for your, for the event at which you're a speaker. Once again, it was
Thank you.
great pleasure for me to connect with you and have this wonderful chat.
Thank you so much, Rohit. It was lovely to be with you.
Thank you so
Lovely.
much, Sagarika.
Look forward. Thank you.